Hello, I am baking in my kitchen today. I am making cinnamon and banana muffins, a really great recipe. It's so quick and easy, super simple, great way to use up ripe bananas, and there is no added sugar. So I'm basically using spelt flour. You can use really any flour that you want to. If you're gluten-free, you can use gluten-free flour. You can add a bit of soya flour if you want to have a more of a high protein muffin. So you'll find the recipe in the link below with all the details. I'm reading it from my iPad here. So it's 125 grams of your flour, and then you're going to add to that baking powder and bicarbonate of soda, just a teaspoon of each, and this is just going to give you fluffy muffins, something that I think we all aspire to, fluffy muffins. So I'm going to pop those in there, and then I'm going to add the spices. Now these are cinnamon and banana muffins, so there's obviously quite a bit of cinnamon. I love cinnamon, so I'm going to use probably a good generous 2 teaspoons. And I just love the way that the spice flavours really work with the banana. So good old shake of that. And then a bit of nutmeg as well. So about 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, or a good sprinkling. So those are all the dry ingredients in one bowl, super easy. Now it is time to add the wet ingredients. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to peel the bananas. Now bananas, of course, are packed with potassium. They've got lots of natural sugars, which is why you don't need to add added sugar to this recipe. And a little trick that I've been shown, if you find that your bananas are a bit hard to peel that way, did you know that you can peel them that way? Sometimes more easily. There you go. Bananas also freeze really well, so if you've got lots of bananas that are just beginning to go over and you don't want to waste them and you don't want to make extra muffins, then you can freeze them. So I actually usually just cut mine in half and then freeze them in a box or a bag. Right, those are my banana pieces. So you just want to mash these, and obviously if your bananas are really ripe, then they are really easy to mash. So give these a good old mashing. And I'm also going to use the grated apple in this recipe. So it's really full of fruit, packed with natural sweetness. And with the apple that I'm going to use, I have grated that already. It's 1 apple for this recipe. And I have grated it, including the skin. So we know that most of the nutrients of an apple actually lie either within the skin or just below it. So the majority of it's vitamin C, for example, and of course the fibre content as well, which is something that we really want to get, which you get with this muffin recipe. You get lots of prebiotic fibre. So I've got 3 bananas in there, and then I'm going to add a couple of eggs. So just crack those in. I've got really nice fresh farm eggs here. Give those a bit of a mix. And then I'm going to add the liquids, and I'm using milk and I'm using olive oil. And you can use any form. You can use extra virgin olive oil, but it's a little bit of a waste to bake with it. You could just use regular olive oil. Or you could use rapeseed oil, for example. That would be a good alternative. So I've got 100 mils of that that's going in. And then I'm also using 100 mils of whole milk. And you could use a milk substitute if you didn't want to use real milk. And then I'm going to add the grated apples. That's 1 apple that's grated. And actually this was a windfall. It was a bit bashed and bruised. Doesn't matter because it all gets grated. So these are all my wet ingredients, if you like, in here. And then I'm just going to mix those in with the dry ingredients, which, just as a quick recap, was my flour, baking soda, bicarbonate of soda, baking powder, and my spices. So that is the cinnamon and the nutmeg. And I'm just going to mix those all together just to combine it. And this should make around a dozen muffins. And you need them cooking on a medium temperature. So it's around 190, something like that in centigrade. That's about a gas mark 5. So I've got those there, and I'm going to use muffin cases here. and just spoon the mixture in. Oops. You need to add, just keep a little bit of room in there because they will, because I've got the baking powder in there, they will rise. And they freeze really well also, so it's a bit like making banana bread. You know, you can slice it and freeze it and then take it out straight from the freezer and toast it if you want. So just keep filling up your muffin cases. And then when they are all filled, put them in the oven. Keep an eye on them, just make sure that they don't burn. You just want them to be well risen and lightly browned on top. It's really good to do a batch of these because kids love them, really good in school lunch boxes. It's a really great, nutritious, lower sugar, high fibre, sweet treat. So I'm going to pop those in the oven and hopefully take out some that should just about be ready. Yep. So these are what they turn out to be. The smell is great. Look at those. Yum. Can't wait to tuck in. Hope you enjoy.